That's you.
My statement about myself is I'm older than dirt and I still sell it. I've been selling real estate for 33 years in Atlanta. I came to it, honestly though, my dad was an auctioneer, so from the very beginning it was a dinner table about real estate and doing deals. Anyhow, I'm going to show you a bit about the market going on here in Atlanta. And basically what we want to talk about is the differences between last year and this year. Actually, the numbers, the bottom of the top of the market was like in 2007, and the market continued to slide until 2011, and then gradually started picking back up. So if you look at right now, the median sales price is $235. We actually take the statistics from the First Multiple Listing Service, and they don't actually have exact stats because the statistics are, they use it from one listing period. A house might have gone through 3 or 4 different agents, and so the true listing period might be 200 days instead of the 39 that it is showing. So we pay this guy a bloody fortune to go and compile it from many different areas so that we have, you know, true data. So see, the way the FMLS shows a median sales price at $235,000, and then when we go and look at it through our system, it's $4,900 different, so you got a higher median sales price. Now this sales price is the Atlanta market, and the Atlanta market that we're talking about is this map right here. So we're talking about everything in Fulton County, Cobb County, Gwinnett, Cherokee, Hall, that is Douglas County, and but we're not talking about a lot of counties on the south side of Atlanta. So these are the areas depending on that we're talking about. All right. So if you live in a particular area, you might want to look at it and figure out where you are in relationship to this map. This is just something for Keller Williams for us to brag about. This is how our market share has grown over the last several years since 2004. I started here in 2001 when it was Keller Who, and I'm proud to be a part of something that has, you know, become a name brand in this market. This particular office right here is the #1 volume office in the whole state of Georgia. We have about over 300 agents in here, and we're out of 750 offices around the country, this is one of the most profitable ones in the country.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. This shows, well, this is actually our offices versus other real estate companies, and that goes back to us being the #1 in volume. Okay, Cumulus, let me go. All right, now then, what we want to look at, Cumulus. Okay, this is this is a tally of the last several years showing how many were sold, and so you can see, and the reason that you see a decline in this year versus the other previous years is because we have the lowest inventory we've had in the past 20 years as a market for real estate in Atlanta. And so even though sales prices are going up, the number that are on the market have gone way down. Hence the reason, you know, this is a perfect opportunity for you folks to go out and find, you know, some good deals, because there's plenty of people out there looking for good deals right now. This goes back to the number sold by price point. When the market was really down in 2008, 9, and 10, most of the sales were less than $200,000, more than 50% of the sales. And right now, as you can see, there's pretty much a good, from 100 to 500,000, you've got a good market share in all those price points. The higher the price point is, the less number of people you have with the affordability of it. So it's very important when you're, an investor to stay on the lower side of what the market is. When in the 2009, 10, and 11, this whole chart was purple. Pink. So the situation kept declining and declining and declining. So now we're looking at sales that are much better in most categories. And the only reason that we see a decline in this less than $100,000 market is because we don't have all the foreclosures and short sales in that price point anymore. They've all been absorbed, and a lot of them been absorbed by REITs and bulk people buying houses because they're buying really the cash flow on them. Are y'all familiar with bulk house buying? Probably some of you are. Bulk is when an investor comes into town, and what they do is they'll buy anywhere from 5 to 40 houses at one time, and they're buying it based on the cash flow. This is another reason why we have, this is the total distress sales as a percentage of sales by quarter. Well, what this means is in first quarter of last year, we had 37.1% of all sales were distressed. Distressed is anything that is a short sale or a foreclosure combined. Okay, and then the gray is the short sales, the red is the foreclosures. And so, as you can see, by this quarter this year, we've got less than 14%. So if you want to go out and find a foreclosure or a short sale right now, there's not many of them to choose from. And when they hit the market, usually there's multiple offer situations. And so a lot of my friends that did a lot of buying distressed properties during 9, 10, and 11, and they would sell dozens of them, they can't find any to sell, and they're bringing $15,000 to $20,000, $30,000 more than list price because there's that big of a demand for them. And so a lot of times you can't make the numbers work to buy a foreclosure and go flip it because you've got too much competition trying to buy them. This breaks down your distress sales by the price range, and as you can see, still most of your distressed sales are below $100,000, and then you have another 20% that are in the $100,000 to $200,000 range, and then it's very small and nominal from there on. So between less than $200,000, you're looking at more than 60% of the sales are less than $200,000. This shows the supply and demand. As you can see, this is like 2012 down here. The bar going across there is your median bar, and as you can see, our inventory has continuously gone down while the demand has still crept up. And this breaks it down month by month. This is in 2008, we had the most listings we could ever dream of. And see, right now, and we had almost 18 months worth of inventory in 2008. And right now, a balanced market is anything that is 6 months or less. And depending on the section of town and the price range, that'll tell you that right now we've got it's mostly a seller's market again. But up until 2000, see right here is where the trend line begins to change, is between 2011 and 12, your prices started going back up, and actually prices are almost, in certain sections of town are back to their 2006 and 7 values. Again, certain sections of town they're not. This again shows the number of active listed versus what we have on the market. The foreclosures down here at the bottom have pretty much stayed consistent, which is a little bit surprising to me. But we have more, we're short on inventory. We don't have any inventory. I know that if a piece of property goes on the market, the first week, a lot of times you'll have multiple offers on a piece of property, and I'm going to go over the particular areas. And this is a trend line here. So this shows that, you know, we started off with and went up to a high number of, I guess, of distressed listings. That would have been in 2011. 11 was our high point. And distressed as a percentage of active listings. As you can see, our trend line's going down, so distressed property is in very limited supply right now. Like the same thing. And so, you know, this is interesting. This goes back to the sales price. See how your prices started off in, you know, way up here, and we're almost to the same price points that we were before the economy tanked. And this goes back to our median sales prices are going up every single quarter, you know, from this year. And I expect them to continue on up for the next 2 or 3 years. Typically, real estate runs in about a 5-year cycle, and so you better, you know, latch onto it now while the going's good, and be prepared and save your money, because the next time it comes, I know I'm not going to be one that's going to want to participate in another one of these downturns. All right. This tells you the change in the median sales price. So as you can see, 2011, our median sales prices kept going down and down, and then starting in the third quarter of, I guess that's second quarter of 2012, our median sales prices started going back up again. And this is quarter by quarter over. Oops, that's backwards. All right, this goes back to the percentage by sales price